So, Tammy, you must see a lot of young students at MyBudget. What are some common financial mistakes this group makes?
A lot of young people make the mistake of not thinking that they need to budget because they're earning their first lot of income a lot of the time. They're studying, they're only working part-time, and they're basically just getting by and making ends meet and spending all the money that they've got coming in without actually budgeting and looking at the expenses they've got. Like they might be paying board or a bit of rent or some utility bills, but also, all their uni books or their TAFE books and that sort of thing. So it's about planning and making sure you're prioritising the income that you are earning.
Are there some common avenues, I guess, where young students spend their money that's perhaps a bit unwise?
A lot of the time we see it's just your general day-to-day living where people are overspending on going out and that sort of thing, and also getting credit at a younger age. We're seeing people younger and younger getting credit because it is quite easy to get, and then when you don't have enough money to pay for everything, you end up falling back on credit and using credit, and then that's just another bill that you have to pay.
Yeah, and where would you advise that students should be spending their money to make it, to make it work for them a bit better?
Oh, look, I definitely think that they should be putting a budget together and looking at all the income that they've got coming in and looking at all of their expenses, and if their budget is in the red, look at cutting back on some things, and then if they've got a little bit of surplus, it's a great idea to put that money into savings or to pay off any debt that they may have. So it's not necessarily specifically spending on certain things or not, but it's having that overall picture and that overall view of their financial position, even from a young age, because it can set them up so well for the future.
Okay, and what tips can you give to young students who are listening right now and are struggling a bit with their finances?
Well, firstly, don't get a credit card if you can help it. Use a debit card instead. They work just like a credit card, except you're using the money that you've got in your account, and that's all that's available to you. If you need to top up your income, look at trying to get some extra work or even seasonal work and register with some agencies. And generally, if you're looking at moving out, try and look for share accommodation that's affordable, because that seems to be the biggest expense in young people's budget is rent or their accommodation or their board or what they're spending. That can put a lot of financial pressure on people.
If you've just tuned into Fresh, tonight we're talking about financial hardships. Now, that was Tammy from MyBudget with some awesome tips for young students.